Welcome, dear soul, to another video of 108lsa.com. I am Brajendra Nd. All glories to Goddess Amrita and her kind Lord Dhanvantari, the supreme source of all healing. May we be blessed with their love flow. So, today is the first video in a series about Yogi-TEA wisdom. And as always, the video quality is suboptimal, etc., etc., but we learn not to care, just to get to the essence of things. And also I'm translating the Yogi-TEA wisdom from German, but there will be some insights which may be new to the general audience. For those who are not deeply into the essence of Vedanta, especially the true Vedanta as it was given by the author of the Veda and Vedanta himself, Srila Vyasadeva. Because nowadays there are so many explanations and they are not actually in accordance with the author of the Veda, Srila Vyasadeva, Dvaipayan Vyasadeva, Krishna Dvaipayana. And so is the yoga tradition. So without further ado, let us jump into it and look at a few of those Yogi-TEA wisdoms, which we can still appreciate, but we should appreciate them in the right light. So the first one is, love your soul. So that is a very interesting idea. So who is it to love the soul? Am I the soul, or am I something else? What is the soul? All these things need to be cleared. And then, what does it actually mean to love the soul? The soul means the essence, means the living being, means that which is conscious. So basically it means soul, love yourself. And it is written as if there is a difference between the one that I am and what is the soul. Again, we can view it from a different perspective, and that is, if I'm not in identification with my true self or soul consciousness, if I'm identified with a provisionary identity, which is part of my false ego, if you want, for using a general term, then it is helpful to train that false ego to get a concept, an understanding of what the soul is, and to come into identification with that which the soul is. And the fact is that the soul, which I am, is love. So naturally, if I'm in identification with myself, then I will also love myself, because I am love. So how could I exempt myself from that love? But truly, there is more to it. Because in order to love my soul, I have to do that which is according to the nature of my soul or of myself. So naturally, if I'm in identification with myself, then I will act according to my true nature. And the nature of the soul is to be a particle of love consciousness. The nature is further eternal, it's immutable, etc. And it is full of consciousness. sentience and bliss. But depending on how realized the soul is of her origins, that existence, consciousness and bliss will manifest in a different way. So if I just concentrate on myself and try to realize myself as non-different from that which is changing, meaning all the manifested worlds and dimensions, it's a very difficult path, and it doesn't uproot the cause of my delusion. Why have I forgotten who I am? Why am I identified with something I am not? Meaning that which is changing, or Maya. And where does that Maya and that illusion come from? Most yogis don't know. And it's a question of willingness to know. And if we want to know the origin, we have to accept that as a revelation, because we find ourselves in illusion without our desire to be illusion, and we cannot switch off the illusion by our own power and will. I mean, you can try. There are also many schools who teach like that, but that's another misconception of the age of Kali. So Sri Vyasadeva is clearly explaining in the Srimad Bhagavad Purana, which is the commentary to the Vedanta Sutra, that the nature of the soul is to be a loving servant of the Supreme Soul. And he has also created the universes for us, so we can experience ourselves as different, separate entities, and try to exploit the material energy. But once we understand that we are just tiny particles of an ocean of energy, and we are not the controllers, at least not the supreme controllers, but there is supreme consciousness, which is the creator of us all, and he is the embodiment of pure love as well. Once we understand that, and we connect with that supreme consciousness in a subordinate loving function, like the drops in an ocean always retain their individual identity, but submit to the will of the ocean. The drop in the wave doesn't say, I don't want to be part of it, or I want to do my own thing. So similarly, like a finger is working in conjunction with the will of the body. So if we cultivate this nature, then we can have an eternal loving relation with the Supreme Consciousness. And the relations that we see in this world of neutrality, servitude, friendship, parenthood, and romance, if you want, for lack of a better word, or intimate loving relationships, they are all shadowed reflections of the original relationship that the soul is created to have with one of the eternal forms of the Creator. So to love thy soul means, in the highest extent, to love thy super soul or the Supreme Soul, because only in that relationship the highest potential of love can unfold. We can see that again by a simple example, that is, if there is no one there to express your love to, your love will be limited. You can express your love to some extent to a stationary object like a plant, but the reciprocation will be very limited. And so there is a gradation as I mentioned before, from neutrality, servitude, friendship, parenthood, and the highest expression of love and the highest manifestation of ecstasy in this world as well as in the transcendental world is in the amorous relationship to God, the soul, pure soul to God. When we know our eternal name, when we know our eternal home, our eternal relationship, our eternal services, then, only then, we can really, fully, to the highest extent, love our soul by being in relation, loving relation to the Supreme Soul. So, I hope this was informative for you and gave you some insights, some incentive for research, for development, love consciousness, expansion, loving self-alignment, etc. So you're most welcome for any questions or comments. Please check the links in the description, subscribe, and for the benefit of all, like and share the video, and see you soon. May the OM Love be with you. Jai Shri Radhe Shyam.